which we've disabled the phone, but it's still Wi-Fi. If you have more than one company, you can select the company, you know, but generally we have people using one company. I got an inventory module. I got some settings down here. This is a sales module for sales orders. If you have something on a sales order, you can scan it and see what sales order you might have it on. So this is a fertilizers 16120 is on sales order 357. You can create an invoice, but normally we have the people using the sales order module. You can pick the customer, then pick the sales order, or you can pick the sales order, because I think it was, what, 357.
And then, Rich, just so that you know, this solution actually takes all the open sales orders out of Sage 50 and transfers them into the handheld. And that's the list that you're seeing, so that if they're closed, they're not available on the handheld. So we're only working with what's open for the ability to ship transactions.
So when you say handheld, what are you talking about?
It's a Motorola device.
Yeah, I maybe get you a picture here. I usually have pictures up here, so. MC67NA, which I think is actually a Zebra now, but this is Barcode Arena's got one. You know, it's got a little antenna, so it's a Wi-Fi box. So,
Okay.
So that's the kind of thing. Yeah, this is a scanner interface for the handheld. So, and that's what I'm running my mobile here, so I can see what's going on the scan. And you can see what's going on the scanner. So I selected the sales order, and it selected the customer. I put in a $12 freight fee. You got notes, you got items, you got bill to ship to, all this kind of stuff. The item list is simple order. I can put in the quantity here, or I can scan the item with the scanner. If I scan it, it'll log as one item shipped. So if you can use like a retail store, just scan it a few times, and then it'll increase the quantity for you. When you save that, it's ready to go back to the database or back to Sage 50. You got to hit save it all times. You got to save the overall order, save the item, save the. So now it's ready to go back to Sage 50. So
once you've saved it, it's syncs right back.
It's waiting to be synced. We have a couple of programs here sitting in the background for purchasing and for sales order. It'll run on its own, like once an hour or something like that, run these imports and exports. For the demo purpose, I'll run the import on the sales order. Went from green to red, which means it's done. Now the export's running to this green. We're sending any more new sales orders back to the handheld. So now that sales order that we just had should be cleared out of the scanner. It should have been closed now with that one. And it shows up on the scan, in sales orders. That was 357, I think. 357. There it is, Armstrong. I shipped the full 10, and they're in here as invoices. The 104 was from earlier. This one is the one I just did with no reference number. As soon as you print it, it'll have the invoice, invoice number, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's the sales order side. I'll show you the purchase order side, which is the receiving of the inventory on a purchase order. Back here, I'll X out on the sales side. On the purchase order side, I can receive on a PO items. So I got a PO 102, I think is what I was messing with here. And we got fertilizer 120, 15 bags. Again, I could key in the number. I could scan the number. Let me show it to this way, I guess. I'll scan it and call it up, and then I can key in the number that I received. Save it in the same way as the other one. You save it. And now I have the other program sitting here ready to go, which is the import-export for purchase order. And again, this will run once an hour against your database. So your people in your back end, back office area, or the shipping and receiving dock don't have to actually run these imports or exports. It'll run on its own.
Now, can you set up the time frame of the auto scan? So if you wanted to do it every 30 minutes instead of an hour, can you program that in?
Well, some we could have it changed to a different setting. It's not settable right now, but we can have it so it'd be settable. You know, we can put that in there. The timing for some of these companies, they're so big, it takes a while to have it do the exports and the imports. And in the meantime, you got people running their own operation. You know, you have 10 people, 20 people running on Quantum. And depending on what this machine's doing, it could, you know, impact the other users kind of thing. So anyways, we set it for once an hour. I mean, if we want to change that, we'd have to test it out a little bit more in the work environment.
So, and Rich, what you see Mark doing, he's actually just doing it on demand. He's like saying, okay, go ahead and synchronize, and the data goes back and forth. You know, that's what we don't want clients doing. The other couple of things that we've added to this, Rich, you can actually scan serial numbers in this product. You can do physical inventory counts with this product, and it'll write the inventory adjustments back into the system for you. We can track transactions to jobs using this product, and you can print barcode labels using this product.
Okay. So the main way we're getting stuff into inventory, though, is through the purchase module.
Correct. Yeah, so 102 has been received. 15 creates the purchase receipt as a open item waiting for the bill. So get the invoice keyed in, you turn off the wait on bill, and you're all set. You got the invoice to pay. So
it defaults on waiting for bill?
Yes.
correct. When I do the purchase receipt, you can default the number to the reference number over here on the scanner as you pick this up. I'm not sure what this guy's got, but here I can put in a reference number here, and I can actually receive them here if you're not going to use the scanner for all these. I don't know what it would do if it was 012. Let's put it back up there. So I've received 12 of each on this 10202, and I put in a receiver number. So this will pass the receiver number back in as the invoice number. Let me hide this. 10202 is here. It actually flagged it as closed as well because I took the whole thing there. So there's my 12 receipts, and the waiting on bill is going to have that reference number right there already. So you can find it if you want to look for it that way. But it still says waiting on bill because that's a receiver number we threw in there just to have it somewhere to be able to track it inside, you know, Sage 50. So
yeah, you wouldn't see waiting on bill on the purchase order. It'd only be on the purchase receipt.
Correct. I can bring in inventory with the inventory module, with inventory adjustments, you know, through the scanner. I didn't even run the inventory module here. I should run that. This one here. When they run, you just got to give it a password to get it running. So that's the inventory module, and there's a few options in here. Blind inventory counts or auto increment on the scanner, this kind of stuff. Each one of these has preferences. Like for receiving, you can have it select by UPC code or item ID or part number, these three options down here. You can give them a button for receive all. You can audit the receipt, so you got to actually confirm it, this kind of stuff. But let me show you the inventory side on this side. Inventory module, you can get item information. So you can scan the item to tell you the data from Sage 50, 31 items on hand in aisle 4. you can do what we call inventory count on demand, which is an inventory adjustment for this one item. And so I'm going to put in that item again. It knows it's got 31. I'm going to tell it I had, 55 or something, So it's going to do the adjustment quantity right there. 31, debit 55, positive 24. So, and that gets thrown into Sage that way.
So when it goes into, when you do the inventory and you scan that in as received, I guess you're doing that through the purchase module. Is there a UPC SKU that comes in, or is that just on the inventory where the UPC is an open? I'm guessing you can hand key in the inventory when you have that inventory.
That's a good question. On this, you can look up the items that are in inventory, so you can pick up, whatever. I mean, some of these items are services, but I don't even know what this is. Oh, there you go. Combination of these. I had 7 on stock. If I don't give it a count, it will take 7 out. So I can say I got 12 in stock now on the shelf. So it'll adjust it by 5. So the 7 was the quantity, and then there's your 5 adjustment added. I think I can put a note in here. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff in here. I've never used that one.
But like, could you add the location?
I'm not sure that gets changed.
Okay, and then so if you wanted to put in a UPC there, would
item ID doesn't let you use UPC. The sales module lets you pick UPC or item or part number for sales.
right?
And the same on the purchase order side. You can say UPC or item or part ID, but on the inventory we don't have that option.
Okay.
It's inventory adjustment. And the other method, of course, on here is this annual count. The physical inventory count.
Mm-hmm.
We actually take the whole inventory, have you not do anything at Sage 50 because you're doing physical counts, and you can go through that way and start working on that item by item or scan it, and then it'll go in as a physical count. So this is going to come up 31, and whatever you physically count it's going to save it into a batch file, and you would have that come through as a batch. So admin physical count is the PC reference. So.
Okay.
So it's pretty, we try to address some of this stuff. I mean, we don't do, we do the job costs, as Jennifer mentioned, but we don't try to keep track of work in process or, anything you can't really do at Sage 50, like multiple warehouses, that kind of stuff.
Right. So what happens when you
we
click
get that
on your menu button there down at the bottom of your window there?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure that's the Windows menu button, right?
Well, this menu button on the bottom here, Jen, I don't know. I've never played with that one. I know you click OK and it closes it up. But that menu button, I don't know what that does.